Welcome to Orangeline. I'm Jesse Manthai.
And I'm Justin Hauser. This week there was a close presidential race. Zack Rockey went to the Union to check out the election watch.
November 4th was election night in the United States, and a Baker University class hosted an election watch in the Harder Union. Students, faculty, and Baldwin City residents were in attendance to watch Barack Obama become president. The people in attendance thought the night was a huge success.
I think things are going really great. Maybe we could have had a little more pizza. I think that's the only criticism we've heard. But I'm really impressed with the turnout that we've had, and I think people are really excited.
The students who set up the election watch said they enjoyed putting the whole thing together and getting to watch other political races in other states outside of Kansas.
My state, I was covering the Florida 16th District. It's the district in Central Florida. It pitted Democrat Tim Mahoney against Republican Tom Rooney. Rooney is the grandson of Art Rooney, who owns the Pittsburgh Steelers. Mahoney is, in his own right, is worth about $20 million, so it was a big time financial battle in that state. Ultimately, Mahoney came out with a good old-fashioned sex scandal. Gotta love the United States. And ended up losing the district by about 25 points, which the race was just called a little bit ago. This was after 2.5 weeks ago, Mahoney was polling 22 points ahead of Rooney, and they completely flip-flopped. So it was a fun race to watch.
There was a lot of hard work from students on campus that made sure the election watch was a success.
Obviously, we had to organize getting the pizza. We had to organize finding the TVs and, just the technical setup and the planning of, how we're laying everything out. And then also the biggest part, or at least what's taken up most of the class's time, is us working on the races that we are reporting on. And it doesn't, we kind of have to skip over it and give a little brief overview, but it's really been huge. We've been following these races like we've worked on campaigns, so.
There were even Baker University faculty that were stopping in throughout the evening to see what the students were doing.
Yeah, we've actually had great faculty support for this event. Dean Cassie Bailey and Student Development actually provided all the pizzas, so we were really thankful for their support. And Dean Bailey is actually here right now. She was really excited to see some student presentations over the races that they've been covering. And then Dr. Pat was here earlier. She was, mingling like she always does, meeting students, getting feedback on the event. And then Ron Holden's here, Ira's here. We've just got great faculty support for this, and that's really great to see.
The students who set up the election watch said the best part about all of it was how much knowledge they gained in other voting districts and predicting winners in other states.
I think more than anything else, it gives us, when we see it happening, this election's happening, it kind of gives us a sense of pride, because we're looking at it and we're saying, man, I know everything about that state. I've been covering that race. And just to see the things that we've been predicting happening tonight on election night, I think it's really self-satisfying. So I think it's pretty sweet.
Reporting for KNBU-TV, I'm Zack Rockey.
Thanks for that, Zach. It must have been a late night. Up next, we have the first weekly segment of Clubs on Campus. This week's club is Champions of Character.
With Baker's large population of athletes on campus, a group called Champions of Character has been created. Newly elected President Lauren Shuffleberger has begun planning for this year.
Right now we haven't set a lot of goals, but we do have, in our initial meeting that we had a couple weeks ago, we talked about having more student involvement in Champions of Character and an outreach towards our players. Every team has 2 representatives in the council, and they are nominated by by coaches. So there's 2 representatives from every sport, and our goal is to reach out to all of our athletes and fans and to remind them of the 5 elements of our council and what they represent in the NAIA.
2 of the representatives selected, Adam Taylor from the men's golf team and Brittany Vollenweider from the softball team, have expectations for Champions of Character.
Well, so far we've only had 1 meeting, and this is my first year, so I'm not sure. We haven't really decided on what exactly we're going to do for the future of this year, but what our mission is to get the word out at Baker about, hyping up games, and also hyping up the way athletes should act on and off the field, and just being a good representation of that.
From what I hear, we are going to try to get more people involved in all the athletic events and just represent good character, good standings within the community, as well as just here on campus, and just try to exemplify how athletes are very strong leaders and how people look up to them and how hard work can really pay off.
Only a select few were chosen to be part of Champions of Character. Adam and Brittany expressed how they felt.
I was very honored when I heard that my coach selected me just because of my other teammates, and I feel like I'm not the only one that acts the way that NAI athlete acts. I think a lot of my teammates are just as well qualified for the position, and when I heard that I was nominated, I was extremely honored by my coach.
I was really honored, especially coming into Baker as a freshman, to be selected. That really means a lot. That means my team shows respect for me, and they're not afraid to listen to somebody even though they're younger.
Being president, Shuffleberger has hopes of her own for the group this year.
Students don't really realize what exactly Champions of Character stands for, not only as players, but as fans and spectators, and however you're involved with athletics. So I think our main goal is to remind people of our 5 elements, which are respect, responsibility, integrity, sportsmanship, and servant leadership, and just to remind them what they mean in your everyday use, even while in class or just everyday life, how you should apply those to your life. So.
The future of Champions of Character looks very successful. I'm Reina Murphy reporting for KNBU-TV.
Thanks for that, Reina. We look forward to next week's club.
Stay tuned to Orangeline. We'll be right back.